Until now, we've lived inside a single detailed case study, our home base and proof of concept. Today, we zoom out to see the bigger picture. This same CE protocol, large-scale stimulus-driven experiments that power the iterative refinement of quantitative, interpretable models, is our engine. Now we will see how this engine can carry us to new frontiers, from the laws of visual art to the heart of poetic experience. What makes a spatial pattern beautiful? One recent study analyzed aesthetic preferences across 80,000 patterns to derive the underlying principles directly from the data. Our CE model uncovered just 3 core ingredients. First, proximity. We are drawn to clusters and groups. The model captures this with a simple normal function, controlled by a single parameter, its standard deviation. Second, continuity. We love smooth flows, represented elegantly by a sine function that needs no extra free parameters. And third, linearity. We have a taste for long, straight lines. So, beauty was determined by a simple linear sum of these 3 components. This elegant model used only 6 parameters in total, yet it captured 94% of the explainable variance. This raises a question. Does such a simple model disprove the PBS impossible trinity? Perhaps in a narrow sense, but it absolutely affirms the value of the CE approach. There is no way this specific 3-component framework could have been deduced through theory-driven hypothesis testing. We simply couldn't have known these were the right pieces in advance. Encouraged by this, we are now moving from dot patterns to the real world of art. We're measuring aesthetic preferences across a staggering 200,000 artworks, from masterpieces to AI-generated images. The results reveal a folk preference that often diverges from the traditional standards of art criticism. Look at the contrast. People consistently vote with their hearts for art that is moderately colorful, has balanced complexity, and, most importantly, tells a story about the real world. Our mission now is to build a CE model that cracks the code, revealing the exact, quantifiable rules behind this intuitive human taste. We are also asking the same question of poetry. Using 100,000 classical Chinese poems, from the greats to AI-generated verse, we listen for the heartbeat of poetic beauty. Once again, a folk preference sang out loud and clear. People are captivated by vivid, beautiful imagery, often walking right past the deep philosophical depths that scholars spend their lives analyzing. One of the most beloved poems simply paints a scene. Distant sails glide through autumn's haze on the Blue Maple River. Ancient trees, thinly scattered, whisper near White Emperor City. It seems the human heart just wants a window to a beautiful world. Now our goal is to build a CE model that cracks the code on these intuitive poetic tastes. Now, we haven't abandoned our roots in basic cognition. In one project, we're asking, what is the hidden grammar of shapes? Using 400 shapes, we had people judge the similarity of every single possible pair, a monumental task of nearly 80,000 comparisons. Our goal is to build a model that decodes the language our visual brain uses to represent them. In another project, we're cracking the code of visual search. We've collected performance data across hundreds of thousands of unique displays. The classic effects are there, but there are also considerable unexplained patterns. Our mission is to build a model that characterizes the full, intricate machinery of search. What about the silent language of a face? We used 750 different expressions and gathered a staggering 280,000 similarity judgments on every possible pair. The goal? To move beyond simplistic labels like angry or surprised. We are building a model that reveals the continuous underlying dimensions, the true alphabet our brains use to read the infinite stories on a human face. Finally, let's look at the classic traveling salesman problem. We gave people 150,000 different sets of locations to connect. The discovery was a beautiful paradox. Humans are intuitively brilliant at this, but we are also brilliantly, predictably flawed. We consistently miss the perfect solution in specific ways. These flaws are priceless fingerprints, the telltale signs of the efficient mental shortcuts our brains actually use. We are now reverse engineering the mind's own playbook. This leads to a critical insight. Our work on visual working memory was like assembling a puzzle in a well-lit room. We were mostly fitting known pieces together. But that is not the only way. In our new frontiers, we're working in the dark. The CE approach isn't just assembling the puzzle, it's revealing the pieces we never knew were missing. In these projects, the new mechanisms we find aren't just additions, they are the main event. This is the ultimate power of CE. It is both a blueprint for assembly and a searchlight for discovery. We have journeyed together from a personal crisis of faith to a fundamental principle, to a new methodology, and now to its applications. In our final episode, I want to share my parting thoughts on the future we can build together. I'll see you there.